Hey guys, Knight here. What's up, everyone? How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. To check out the forbidden little list I prepared for you today. 5 beautiful ECCHI anime you need to watch away from your family. And I don't even need to say it, right? Every anime on this list is uncensored. So get ready and come with me to check out the anime on today's list. As usual, the anime from the thumbnail is a bonus anime. At some random moment in the video, it will appear on your screen. All you need to do is stay alert so you can catch the name. And while you're at it, leave a comment with the next list you want to see here on the channel. If it's a cool theme, I'll bring it to you guys. And of course, help me hit the like goal, which is 1 like for every account you have on YouTube. Now, let's get to the video. Well, man, to start off our forbidden list today, we have Please Put Them On, Takamine-san. In this anime, we'll have 2 protagonists, but starting with Takamine, the top girl in school, the one who gets the best grades. Like, when I say the best grades, I mean she only gets perfect scores. She's also the student council president, besides being the best at sports. The girl is practically considered a goddess. And on the other side, we have Kushi Shirota, the antisocial guy who isn't good at sports and almost always gets failing grades. The famous useless guy. The only thing he has in common with the famous goddess is that they've always attended the same school. And he never even thought about having something with her because he believes she's on a completely different level from him. But while he was there eating alone in the physical education storage room, accidentally, without meaning to, he ends up seeing Takamine's inflatable balloons. After that, something very strange happens. While the teacher was handing out the math tests, for the first time Takamine got a grade lower than 10. However, nevertheless, at that moment she starts taking off her underwear right in the middle of the classroom. And suddenly the protagonist finds himself a little before she received her test again. And now she got a perfect score. He thinks this is strange and goes to question Takamine about it. With that, he discovers that the girl has the power to go back in time every time she removes a piece of underwear, and she lightly threatens him so he'll agree to be her closet. Every time she uses her power, he has to bring the clothes to her and dress her. A very difficult job, and from there, their relationship starts to develop. It's a pretty fun anime to watch, full of comedy and moments you definitely shouldn't watch in public. Now in this second anime on the list, man, we're going to follow a pretty standard high school boy. He's not popular, but he's not exactly antisocial either. However, this anime is an ice guy, so he gets summoned to another world as a hero with the role of defeating the demon lord. To do that, he needs a group, which is made up of them: Cecil, the group's talented priestess; May, a skilled demi-human; and lastly, Mariable, a dark elf who was rescued by the protagonist while suffering prejudice from humans. Because of that, she became obsessed with him and has probably already thought of 360 perverted things to do with him. But anyway, with this group, after several adventures and long battles, they finally managed to eliminate the demon lord. With that, the protagonist was sent back to his world. The dark elf gets sad because she promised that she would marry him after they managed to save the world. Later on, the protagonist starts feeling lonely because he lives alone and barely has any friends. But out of nowhere, Mariable somehow found a way to use some kind of magic and ended up in the protagonist's room exactly the way she came into the world. And according to her words, I'm not the one saying this, alright, that place, from now on, is their love nest. Basically, you're going to follow the naughty dark elf trying to do questionable things with our protagonist because she thinks that, to deepen their relationship, she needs to take off her clothes. Just so you get the idea, man, the elf literally arrived and said that the protagonist is her owner. He even tries to resist, man, but he almost never succeeds and lets her do whatever she wants with him there. Moving on to the third anime on the list, we have Kanoken. Here, a boy who used to live in the mountains had to move to the city so he could attend a better school. And despite everything, he managed to fit in quickly and make friends. He introduces himself to us as the main character of this anime, and his name is Kouta Oyamada. Unfortunately for our kind and innocent protagonist, as soon as he arrived at this school, he was labeled with the nickname of the Great Perverted King. And you're probably wondering why. Relax. I'll explain it to you. Basically, one of the most beautiful girls in the school fell in love with him at first sight. And man, before that, the girl was quiet and kept to herself more. But now whenever she sees the protagonist, she throws herself into his arms, and they end up in situations that are, at the very least, questionable. And it was exactly because of that he got the nickname of Perverted King. Then this girl takes him somewhere they can be alone, and gives him a huge kiss on the mouth. However, that accidentally made her reveal that she's actually a fox yokai. And contrary to what she thought, he didn't get scared and run away. Our protagonist says that he thought her fox form was beautiful. And that's basically what this anime is about. This fox yokai constantly trying to take her clothes off in front of the protagonist to take the opportunity to do those married couple things. Just like other yokais that appear throughout the anime who also want the protagonist. It's a somewhat older anime, but still fun to watch. I recommend watching at least until the 5th episode, which is when things start making sense in the anime. Now at number 4, we have Bihaniko. The elf girl's cat is secretly an S-ranked monster. Here, our protagonist is a skilled knight who unfortunately died fighting against demons. However, nevertheless, he ended up receiving a second chance. He reincarnated in the same world, but not as a human, and instead as a behemoth. A colossal S-rank monster so dangerous that it takes an entire army to eliminate it. But when the protagonist sees his reflection in the water, he notices that he's just a cub and only looks like a little kitten. But alright, he starts exploring the dungeon and realizes that by feeding on monsters, he gains new abilities. Like when he devoured a slime, he gained the item box ability. And like that, he keeps fighting minotaurs, wyverns, and even battles an S-rank earth dragon. But since he's only a cub, he ends up getting seriously injured. Luckily, a beautiful elf finds him and takes him home. And from now on, as a former good knight, he'll do everything to protect her. So the elf girl adopts him as her pet, believing he's just an elemental cat. The only problem is that this elf is extremely horny. At some point, the protagonist saves her life, and because of that, she ends up falling in love with him. In this anime, there's a bizarre thing called interspecies breeding, which basically means that an elemental cat can mate with other species. And our dear elf really wants the protagonist to grow up, so they can do what married couples do to make a baby. And not just her, other demi-human girls who appear throughout the anime want the same thing too. It's an anime with a lot of action. Definitely a lot of action. This 5th anime on the list has a premise very similar to the first anime. The difference is that this anime takes place in a world with highly advanced technology, where AI and robotics have gained a lot of attention. The name of our first protagonist is Ida Akutsu, the typical school nerd, antisocial, not very popular with girls, but very intelligent in the field of robotics. On the other hand, our second protagonist is named Makina, the most popular girl in school. Then one day, when the protagonist went home, he heard the landlady of the boarding house where he lives mentioning that an explosion had happened nearby. But he doesn't pay much attention to it and goes home. When he gets there, he comes across Makina. The girl gives him a robotics manual and reveals that she is related to android number 18, and that she needs him to repair her body, which was damaged in the explosion the landlady had mentioned. He studies the manual and manages to repair the body of number 18's sister. The android, afraid that he might reveal the secret that she's actually not human, tells him that since he was the one who repaired her body, he is now her owner, and to really make sure he won't reveal the secret, he needs to do with her that married couple thing that makes a baby. Whether they're going to do it or not, I don't know. Man, you'll have to watch the anime to find out. What I can say is that the android claims she came equipped with an ability to seduce men, and now that she's going to live with him, she'll constantly try to seduce the protagonist so they can do those kinds of things. You'll also see the protagonist going everywhere with her because he couldn't completely repair her body. And from time to time she ends up losing an arm, a leg, or even her head, and he needs to stay nearby to fix her without letting anyone discover that she's not human. Well, man, that was the video. I hope you found some cool anime to watch, since that's the whole purpose of this list. If this video was useful to you in any way, leave that like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. so you can keep checking out the next videos. Don't forget to drink plenty of water. See you, and until next time.